Welcome to the Fortify experience, where I will be sharing with you a pass through a simple process that's personalized for you to help you quickly free yourself from feeling guilty. Because negative feelings can stop you from feeling better about who you are or the circumstances you're in, and it can keep you from moving forward on a positive path. Now, what are the negative consequences of feeling guilty? Well, for one thing, you may be blaming yourself when it's really someone else that's responsible or at fault. Another thing is that it makes expecting positive outcomes next to impossible. Another thing is that it can give others the ability to control you or take advantage of you. Now, during this process, you're going to be filling in 7 blanks from A through G. So have a piece of paper and a pencil ready so you can write down your answers. And if at any point during the video you need extra time to complete the statements, feel free to pause the video. And if at first you have trouble thinking of your own specific examples, feel free to use the examples in this video as your own because it'll still work. So let's begin the process. The first step is to fill in the blanks to the statement. The thing that bothers me the most about A, feeling guilty, is B. Now write down feeling guilty for A, and then write down why it specifically bothers you for B. Take your own example. Maybe an example might be, I feel ashamed of myself and I don't know why I should. Or maybe, I can't interact with people with confidence. Or it could be, I believe people see me as untrustworthy. So again, the statement is, the thing that bothers me the most about A is B. So write down your own personal B. The next statement is, the reason this bothers me is because it makes me feel C. Now this is your own uncensored, real, underlying feeling that really gets you in this situation. And maybe the feeling is feeling unacceptable, or maybe insecure, or could even be angry, or some other version of a negative feeling. So now fill in your personal feeling for C. And you're completing the statement, the reason this bothers me is because it makes me feel C. So now here comes step 3, which is the key to the ingenuity and the effectiveness of the Fortify process. Here is where we're going to uncover the specific positive aspect within you that now is unintentionally being ignored, dismissed, dishonored, or even forgotten in this situation. This positive aspect is something that you love, value, or respect about yourself, and that you know to be true about yourself. And it's what's missing when you're feeling C. So the statement is, the fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D, where D is some aspect of yourself that's not being used or honored in this situation. So examples can be, I have good intentions. Another could be, I want to be respected. Or a third example could be, I value teamwork. So again, fill in your D for the fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D. Now in step 4, it's time to fortify that D in your mind-body system. And this is easy, because here you simply remember a time in your life when you were activating and using that D, that positive aspect that you discovered in step 3. These are memories, your own memories, that remind you that you have been able to trigger that positive aspect D naturally and automatically in other situations in your past. The statement is, I know D because E. So now search your memory and find any pattern or circumstance in any area of your life that confirms the fact that you possess that positive attribute D. Now at this point, you can say, oh, there's so many examples, and that's true. Just pick a simple one because those can be the best. So an example could be, I mean no harm to anyone. Another example can be, I want to be seen as an equal. Another one could be, I coach my daughter's soccer team. So now complete the statement, I know D because E. Fill in your E. Now in step 5, it's time for you to think of a specific time when you experienced that positive value in the past. The statement is a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. So examples could be simply when I fed a stray cat. Or another one could be when my boss asked me to participate in a special project. And the last one in our sequence can be at the last soccer tournament. Again, the statement is a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. So fill in your personal F. Now we go to step 6. Now remember back to that time F and re-experience that whole event and what it felt like. I want you to go back and see what you saw then, hear what you heard then, really feel what it felt like, and really get into it, and really feel how good or strong it made you feel. Feel that inner strength from that experience that makes you feel inspired or empowered or really feeling good about yourself. And make that feeling really strong. And now double it and triple it and make it feel so strong that you can feel that feeling vibrating throughout your entire body. And now identify in a word or two, what is that underlying real strength? The statement is the underlying real strength that made F so powerful for me was G. So examples could be, I have a good heart. Another one could be self-worth. Another could be, winning. So now fill in your G, that underlying real strength. And now step 7 is the copy process. This is where you're going to embed or copy that real strength G from another time in your life into that bother that you started out with. Now focus on that powerful real strength, feeling G in your body, and hold on to it and make it really strong. And now double that feeling and triple it until you can feel that feeling vibrating throughout your entire body. And now imagine taking a little bit of that powerful energy G and putting it into a ball in one of your hands while still holding on to that real strength G in your body. And feel that energy pulsating in your hand. So now as you hold a ball of that powerful energy G in the one hand, remember what that old feeling C felt like? Take a ball of that energy C and put it into the other hand and feel the difference in the energies, feeling them both pulsating to the way that they pulsate. And now you're about to experience a powerful neurolinguistic programming technique that's really, really effective. We're going to use that ball of positive energy, G, that's in your one hand as a solvent that will completely and totally dissolve that negative feeling or energy negative energy C in your other hand. So now as you feel the energies of both of those balls of energy, start bringing them together, and as you bring them together, start noticing how that positive energy can literally dissolve the negative energy and keep mixing that solvent of positive energy in with the negative energy until all of the C energy is totally and completely dissolved, and all you can feel is that positive energy of G. And maybe you can feel how really, really good that feels. So now let's see how you did. Start a new list and write down your original A, using the same A as you used before, feeling guilty, and complete the following statement. The thing that bothers me the most about feeling guilty, A, is B. Now write down your new B. Now you may be surprised that your new B is different from your original B. And this is fantastic because when this happens, it proves that your previously hidden inner strength has both been activated and installed into that negative issue that you started out with. Otherwise, your B would have been the same as it was before. This is the uniqueness of the fortify process. It proves that your state of mind has progressed because it validates that you have transformed and shifted yourself into a different and perhaps more powerful state of mind or a more peaceful state of being. And this is a benefit you can't get from any other technique. So at this point, if you have not yet been able to answer nothing for B, then it means that you can simply come back and do more passes through the fortify process so you can find and stack additional positive inner strengths into that negative situation. And each time you come back, you'll be using the newer B until you can finally answer nothing for B, or until you're satisfied with the progress that you've already made. Now, depending on the complexity of the issue, I have gone through numbers of passes through fortify before I could finally answer nothing for B. But that's when I'm able to really feel relieved, because that's when I just don't feel that same grip or sting of the original situation. And not only that, but I can see myself feeling more in control, feeling more self-confident, and recognizing options and inner strengths that I didn't realize I had before. And when you just don't feel the same anymore, imagine how different things can be when similar situations come up in the future. Can you imagine how good you can feel having overcome situations in which you used to feel guilty in the past? You might wind up being much more surprised than you can imagine. And not only that, but by activating and embedding those previously hidden positive inner strengths, you have also boosted your self-esteem and your self-image for that situation. And these are things that can never be taken away from you now that your real strengths have been brought into your conscious awareness. And don't be surprised if you find yourself exhibiting these real strengths in other areas of your life too, because now that you're consciously aware that you have those real strengths, that means that you'll now be able to use them to your advantage. And for me, it's always fun and eye-opening to do the fortify process because it makes me feel good to find and activate inner strengths that I forgot that I had. I hope you have surprising and rewarding insights about yourself like I've had for me. Remember that fortify turns the erroneous feelings and beliefs you have about yourself into respect for your good intentions, as it also identifies and invalidates the specific feelings that are restricting you from moving forward. So now, thank you so much for joining us, and we suggest now that you look at the other issues that we cover in our YouTube videos to see what might apply to your other life situations. And please tell your friends and family about these videos because you never know who they will help. They're all free with no strings attached. We would love to hear about your fortify experiences, so send your comments to thefortifyexperience@gmail.com. And also check out our Facebook page and the Fortify Kindle book on Amazon.com by clicking on the links below. And please subscribe to our channel so that we can keep you informed of new information and videos. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time.